this Mahamantra. Who knows the origin of the Mahamantra? Actually, Mahamantra is chanted first by Srimati Radhika. When she's in moods of separation from Krishna, she'll chant this mantra and pray for Krishna to return. And like this, only by the power of this Mahamantra, you can say she experiences some meeting in her internal, in her heart, and is able to maintain her life airs. So Lord Chaitanya gave us this mantra to chant. If there's anything you can take from this katha, please take some enthusiasm to chant this Mahamantra. Taking shelter of the moods of the Brajvasis, and we can pray that how can we serve to help reunite Srimati Radhika and Krishna. This is the real internal purpose of chanting Mahamantra. Therefore, Swami Prabhupada, he engaged the whole world in chanting Mahamantra, and everywhere around the world he organized Ratha Yatra Lila. And while chanting Mahamantra, we are all serving to help reunite Srimati Radhika with Krishna by pulling the chariots. We are pulling the chariot not only by ropes, but by Sankirtan. In Ratha Yatra, when Jagannath is going on his carts, if there's no kirtan, he'll stop. And if Lord Chaitanya is not in front of the cart, he'll stop. So that's why Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, if you see his Ratha Yatra in San Francisco, he has big Gauranitai deities. And they go in front of the Rath. And if the deities are not there of Gauranitai, like sometimes small deities will go in front, but if the Gaur Bhaktas, devotees of Gauranga, are going ahead and chanting, then Jagannath will go. Actually, pulling the cart without kirtan is not sufficient. Okay. So now Krishna has permission and he's thinking, I want to go to Braj. At the same time, Dwarka Basis, they are thinking how to keep Krishna in Dwarka. Now they're afraid Krishna will go back to Vrindavan. Then, when will he come back? Who knows? He left Vrindavan for so long. If he goes back to Vrindavan, will he ever come back to Dwarka? What will happen to Dwarka if Krishna leaves his mercy, leaves his presence? What will happen to Dwarka? What is the evidence of this? You can go to Vrindavan. Can you see Dwarka? No? Anyone has gone? You have to dive deep into the Gambhira moods. deep, then you can find Dwarka down. Now it's hidden. Vrindavan is not hidden. What is therefore evidence is there. Krishna went back to Vrindavan. The Dwarka Basis came up with a plan. They discussed this with Lord Brahma. Said, we'll make Nava Vrindavan. There's different versions of this katha. So with Lord Brahma and Vishwakarma, they wanted to pacify Krishna's separation. And they wanted to also understand the glories of Braj. And they thought, then anyhow Krishna will be happy. Therefore we see Jagannath Puri, the followers of Lakshmi Devi, they give some allowance to the Brajavasis to serve. Otherwise they're afraid Jagannath will leave. The followers of Lakshmi Devi, they worship Jagannath, they offer bhog to Jagannath, they are in charge of the temple. But the Daitapatis, who are the followers of the Brajavasis, very simple forest dwellers, they're serving Jagannath. Evening, cooking, and especially from Snan Purnima, Chandan Yatra, and Rath Yatra time, and then during the 9 days of Rath Yatra and end, Daitapati Seva, Brajavasi Seva. So the Dwarka Basis have some compromise. To keep Krishna here with us, so like Jagannath, this is like Dwarka. Jagannath is in Dwarka. But where is his heart? Jagannatha Swami, Nayana Patagami. His eyes are going where? Big eyes. Like telescope, going where? Braj. Mano Chalore Vrindavan Dham Radhe Radhe Gayenge. Krishna's eyes are going to Vrindavan Dham. चलिए ठाकुर जी का भोग लगेगा. So Lord Brahma engages Vishwakarma. He's the architect of the demigods. He makes the Jagannath Puri temple also. Main temple is under guidance of Vishwakarma. All Vastu, everything is done under that guidance. So they make one new Vrindavan, the first new Vrindavan. That means first branch office of Vrindavan. Yep. Part of that. Yeah. Okay. So they build this a little distance. And Krishna, he's thinking to go to Vrindavan, and in the anticipation of this, still feeling viraha increase, Krishna becomes senseless. It's described by Sanatana Goswami Pad. Krishna is crying so much, like torrents of rain, and then all the sky is also like that, raining. Anyone who's been to Jagannath Puri, usually at this time there's heavy rainstorm. When I was first in Ratha Yatra in Puri, we came from Bhubaneswar by bus, like 200 people on the bus. Standing room only. In each chair there's 3-4 people, and everyone, and like this. At least 200 people, on top of the bus also. And we went, and Jagannath did not fully reach Gundicha Mandir. He stopped, and it began to rain, and rain, and rain, and rain, like universal devastation. This is two kinds of devastation, by fire and by rain. So much rain that I was there, no? And then we had to get buses back to Bhubaneswar. So it took us it was so much rain you could barely move and find your way, and millions of people there. And so many people trying to get on buses to get out and come back the next day. We got on a bus and we arrived back in our Bhubaneswar temple, our Guru Maharaj temple, like 2 a.m. All day we hadn't eaten. From morning, all day doing kirtan, singing for Jagannath. Bolanandaya. Very blissful. Next day Jagannath finished the journey. So often you'll see during Ratha Yatra time, during these 9 days, there'll be a lot of rain. This is Krishna's tears. So it said Krishna, he began to cry and cry, thinking of Braj. And the Brajvasis now, because there's anticipation, maybe he'll come back. But still some doubt. Because he's been gone so long. So they're crying. Brajvasis are crying. Srimati Radhika crying. Lalita Devi, Vishaka, Chitra, Champakata, Chandravali, Jatila, Kutila also crying. Cows, peacocks, trees also crying. Everyone is crying. So Krishna in this stage, he falls senseless. And then Lord Brahma comes and they've prepared Nava Vrindavan, new Vrindavan, like a replica of Vrindavan. And Lord Brahma said, he created a little distance near one mountain, Raivatakama mountain. And he called Sri Garuda, Lord Vishnu's carrier. And he said, Garuda ji, Krishna and Balaram ko leke jaiye. Take Krishna and Balaram to New Vrindavan, Nava Vrindavan. Garuda ji was very happy. Why? Now he has some chance for seva. He also, Garuda is also dear bhakt of the Lord. Seeing the glories of Braj, he also went and did tapasya in Braj. Gauri Daud, what is this place? Where Garuda ji is present in Vrindavan, Parikrama. Garud Govind. Garuda ji also lives in Vrindavan, and he always stays there and does his sadhana. Garuda ji is also there now. After Kaliya Lila, he got permission, Garuda ji lives there. If you want to find Garuda ji, you have to go to Garud Govind in Vrindavan. So Garuda ji took Krishna Balaram, and Brahma gave permission. Only few people can go. Rohini Mata can go to Nava Vrindavan, Baldao Krishna, Subhadra Devi, and the queens, and Padmavati Devi. Remember Padmavati Devi? So Lord Brahma said, okay, Narad Muni also is witnessing. He's not directly there, but he is witnessing. And actually many devatas, Lord Shiva, everyone wants to witness this Leela. Very astonishing Leela. So they're in a subtle place watching with the queens, Padmavati Devi, Subhadra, Rohini Mata, and Baladevi and Krishna. Guruji lays them down very gently in the center of this new Vrindavan. Right near this, like the new replica of Nanda Bhavan. And Vishwakarma is such an expert architect, he made murtis of Yashoda Mata, murti of Nanda Baba, in Gokul Mahava Nanda Bhavan. Then nearby, they brought many real cows and calves, and many like cowherders. But they made murti of Madhya Yashoda Nanda Baba. And then in the forest, when Krishna leaves through the pathways of Braj to go to the forest, in the forest, he made some murtis of Srimati Radhika, some manjaris and sakis. Like Venu Geet Leela. You can see here. See Venu Geet Leela? Right? So they made like this, Nava Vrindavan. Hidden in the little kunj, Srimati Radhika and her sakis and manjaris. So now, Baladev was also senseless, Krishna was also senseless. But first, Baladev comes to his awareness. And Baladev immediately understands what to do. So Baladev sees Krishna, and Krishna's face covered in tears and dust. Baladev, he is Krishna's first Ashray Jatiya Bhagavan Sevak. So he serves Krishna, and he dresses him like Brijbasi, like cowherder. He gives him a nice turban, peacock feather. First time in a long time Krishna's wearing peacock feather. And he gives in his, he has his sash, like cowherd boys, and he gives him his flute, Bangsi. After many years, Krishna has his flute. In Dwarka, Krishna doesn't play his flute. Venu Madhuri is in Braj. And more Panka is in Braj. So he dresses Krishna like cowherder, Gwala. And then Krishna opens his transcendental eyes and sees Baladev is also dressed like Gopa. He hid all the crowns, all the jewelry, all the other attire, left it in Dwarka. And Krishna is, by the influence of Yogamaya, that means Krishna's pastime potency, Subhadra Devi, Yogamaya, Krishna feels like actually he woke up in Vrindavan. And he's a little astonished, but he feels like, oh, here I am in Vrindavan. And then, before Krishna has too much time to think, then Baldev says, Are bhaiya, bahut der ho raha hai, chalo, go charan. Baldev says, oh, it's getting too late. Cows are calling. And Krishna hears the cows doing what? Cows are calling. So Krishna says, oh, really? I'm in Vrindavan. He feels very happy. I'm in Vrindavan. Krishna's heart is joyful. And he's thinking, oh, I had this bad dream. I had a dream. I left Vrindavan. I left the gopis. I had to go and kill all the demons. All these duties. I had this dream. But I'm in Vrindavan. Everything's okay. So he gets up very enthusiastically. And Baladev is with him very enthusiastically. And he sees Madhya Yashoda. Baladev says, Madhya Yashoda is waiting. She's waiting. And Krishna sees Madhya Yashoda. Vishwakarma has made her murti. It's, Gurudev said, so expertly that it looks like, with her cloth in the breeze, like she's moving, swaying, and she's holding makhan for Krishna, butter. So Krishna runs to Madhya Yashoda. Ori Maya, mere ek sapna hua. I had a dream, Madhya Yashoda. I had a dream. Madhya Yashoda, I was like a prince, king. I had a big palace. So many queens were my wives. Many children. Madhya Yashoda mere ek dream tha. I had a dream. So, aage baat karenge, der ho raha hai. Krishna said, okay, I'll tell you when I come back from Gocharan. Full dream. Why? It's getting late. Normally I go out, like 7:30 after breakfast. But now it seems like must be 8:39, so I have to go quickly. The cows are calling. What are the cows doing? Mm. So Baladev says, come quickly, Krishna, chalo. So Baladev leads Krishna, and then they have all the cows and all the cowherders dressed as Sridham, Subal, Madhumangal, like all the cowherd boys. Krishna very happily is going along the pathway. Not yet he hasn't played his flute yet. His flute is there. Krishna is absorbed, and the cowherd boys are playing their bugle horns, buffalo horns, carrying their sticks, their ropes. Everyone is going to the forest, like you see this painting. No? Krishna is going to the forest. Baldev is just in front. Krishna is there. No? And like as it is, replica of Vrindavan. And Krishna is so absorbed in Braj. Yes, I've returned. I am in Braj. Then he comes to the place where you see Srimati Radhika here with her Sakis. So he comes to this place. And he thinks, oh, let the cowherd boys go a little ahead. I'll speak with Radhaji. So Krishna stops. And they're now towards like the edge. Krishna stops and he looks. Radharani is there, also her Murti, very expertly, like, we have Radharani Murtis now. How beautiful Radharani Murti. You can go Radha Madhav Mayapur. Anyone seen Radha Madhav in Mayapur? How beautiful Radharani and Krishna, Astasakis. Big lotus petal eyes. Who's seen Radha Shyam Sundar in Vrindavan? Very beautiful Radharani. Our temple in New York, we have big ashram. There we have Radharani, Krishna, Radharaman. They're seated. Very beautiful Srimati Radhika. So this is from Vishwakarma line. Radharani, very beautiful. Krishna's heart is like stopping. Oh, Radharani, so beautiful. He wants to worship her. He wants to do her arati. But he sees that, oh, maybe she's in Man. She's not speaking with me. Maybe she knows the dream I had. Radharani,
Caught. I'm caught.
She's in her heart. Says, oh, I had a dream. I was unfaithful. I married many queens. In my dream, Rukmini wrote me a love letter. And her love letter was so sad. Krishna's heart is very soft. Rukmini's love letter was so sad that Krishna said, okay, I have to accept. First, for many years, Krishna didn't accept wife. But when Rukmini, she opened the floodgate. When Rukmini is crying and crying, Krishna, without you, I'll give up my life. Actually, our Guru Maharaj said Rukmini is like next expansion of Chandravali Sakhi. Very soft mood, very delicate, like damsel in distress. Radharani is never damsel in distress. Satyabhama never but Rukmini is like that. Oh, Krishna, without you, I'll give up my life. I cannot do it. So Krishna's heart is very soft, more than butter. So he accepted Rukmini, got married. Then after that, floodgate opened. What? One after another. 8 queens. Then he saved 16,000 princesses and married them all. They were all imprisoned by Narakasura. So Krishna's thinking, maybe Radharani knows my dream. Therefore, she's not speaking with me. She said, I'll have to figure out some new way to pacify her mind. Krishna's always learning new ways. Especially, he takes shelter of Brinda Devi and Vishaka Devi. And Krishna will find some new art, some new crafty way, and he'll pacify Radharani's mind. So Krishna's thinking, okay, I'll continue forward and I'll find some way. And Krishna's continuing with Baladev, continuing with the cowherd boys, and he's going deeper and deeper into the forest. So it said Nava Vrindavan, if we have like any big temple, big grounds, there'll be a new Vrindavan, but it's not the same as Vrindavan. Some limit is there. Vrindavan has no limit. Real Vrindavan, this is like Ananta, infinite. There's no limit. Krishna will just go around and round Parikrama. Once you enter Vrindavan, you cannot leave Vrindavan. What does Krishna say? Yad gatva nani vartante tad dhama puramam mama. My real dham is that place. Once you go, you cannot leave. We all pray to go to Vrindavan, eternal Vrindavan. Yes? Who wants to go to Vrindavan? Everyone, agreed. Jai Ho. Once you go there to Vrindavan, Krishna promises in Gita, Yad gatva nani vartante tad dhama puramam mama. That Vrindavan, you'll just do parikrama eternally. So many sweet leelas. Dwadasvan, 12 forests, 54 Upavan, secondary forests, Govardhan, Giriraj, everything was there, but there was some limit in Nava Vrindavan. So Krishna is very absorbed in Gocharan Leela. Baladev doesn't know how much they've made. So Krishna comes towards the edge of Nava Vrindavan. And he sees the water. You know, in Jagannath Puri, Jagannath is where? Near the ocean, Samudra. So Krishna comes towards the edge, and it's also near the ocean. There's the mountain, Nilgiri. This whole area of Puri, this mountain is called like Nilgiri, Blue Hills. Nilachal, This means the bluish hills. Nila Vasana Gori Rupe Gunadan. Shrimati Radhika's Anchal color, Krishna's color. So the blue hills, and Krishna sees the ocean. And Krishna, in his bhav, in his mood, he feels like, oh, this is Kalindi. Lord Chaitanya had the same mood in Puri. He would say, oh, Parvat deki Brahm hoye to Govardhan. Seeing a hill, Lord Chaitanya thought this is Govardhan. This is Chatak Parvat in Puri. Seeing the ocean, Lord Chaitanya thought, this is Kalindi, Jamuna. So Krishna is by the ocean thinking, oh, this is Jamuna. So then Krishna thought, how will I pacify Radharani's man? Krishna's best way to pacify man, most powerful weapon of Krishna is what? Vangsi. It's flute. So Krishna, Baladev gave his flute. No, naturally, like you have this as like a natural habit, not without even thinking. It's a reflex. Like a reflex, Krishna goes to his flute. And now he sees his flute is there. So Krishna takes his flute out and he puts it to his hand. He starts to tremble. Our Guru Varga described Krishna is trembling. Why now? It's like this. Rasas are fighting in his heart. Many rasas. Krishna has been feeling viraha, separation, for so long. Radharani is feeling viraha, separation, for so long. It said, our Guru Maharaj says, that this separation, it becomes like nectar, amrita. But that nectar, amrita, is also like poison. In Gopi Geet, verse 7, it said, Tava katamritam tapta jivanam. Tava katamritam tapta jivanam. Krishna, your katha is tapta jivanam. Tapta jivanam means it cools our heart. This is one thing. But the opposite meaning, which is also there, which is Radharani's mood, Bhamya Bhav, contrary mood. Tapta jivanam is burning my life like fire. So in separation from Srimati Radhika from so long, Radharani and Krishna are still separate. Krishna is now in that avesh, absorption. But in reality, this is not Braj. Nava Vrindavan. New Vrindavan means not Vrindavan. Like Vrindavan. Semblance Vrindavan. This is why we make temples and establish Thakurji, to help us be inspired to do what? Go to Vrindavan. Therefore, we establish temple, Vigraha. Rupa Goswami Pad says what? Tishtan Braje. You should reside in Vrindavan. Tad Anuragi Janugami, following those saints who are followers of the Ragatmika Jan. This is Raganuga. You should follow them. Tishtan Braje. If you cannot do it by body, at least do it by mind. So Krishna is trying to play the flute. Krishna is remembering now how he played the flute to perform Ras. This is sung by Jayadev Goswami. There's a beautiful song now. Dira samire jamuna tire basati vane vanamali pina payodhara parisara mantar chanchal kar yugasali dhira samire jamuna tire. Krishna is remembering Vrindavan, wants to play the flute. It said, on the very gentle breeze is now blowing, carrying the chandan, sandal scent from the Malaya hills. And Krishna is remembering Srimati Radhika, Radharani is remembering Krishna. Krishna's heart is beating. He cannot play the flute. Why? Some breeze may carry some notes. It said in Kurukshetra, Radharani met Krishna. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad gives this verse. Radharani said, Hare Krishna, here you are dressed like a king, surrounded by all your chariots and horses and warriors. Oh Krishna, if you know my heart, then you should come back to Vrindavan. Radharani said one verse. Anye hridoy man, mora man Vrindavan, mani vani ek kori jhani. Radharani said, Krishna, in this world everyone is absorbed in Maya, Moha Maya. They worship you and they pray, Bhagavan, Dhanam Jehi, give me wealth. Jasho Dehi, give me fame. Griham Dehi, give me a nice house. Pati Dehi, give me a nice husband. Patni Dehi, give me a nice wife. Krishna, then you are God. Mani Vani, their hearts are like a mad jungle. But Radharani said, Krishna, my heart is Vrindavan. Come back to Vrindavan. So Krishna is remembering he met once only since leaving Vrindavan. He met with Srimati Radhika and the Brajabasis only at once at Kurukshetra. Now he's thinking, Radharani asked me to come back to Vrindavan. Radharani asked me to come back to Vrindavan. Thinking like this, again, Krishna falls senseless. Seeing like this, then Baladev also falls senseless. Now, remember, all the queens and Padmavati are watching from a distance. This is Nava Vrindavan. It said, seeing this form of Krishna, so beautiful. We say, Jayatam Sudator Pangor Mama Manda Materikti Mat Sarvasya Padambojo Radha Madana Mohan. Seeing this Madan Mohan form, Padmavati Devi also tries to run and embrace Krishna. Our Gurudev would say, no. Everyone running, oh, how will I embrace these Chakshan, Manmata, so beautiful, so sweet, I want to embrace Krishna. All the queens. But Rohini Mata stops. No, wait. Then, Uddhava, Narad Muni, Lord Brahma, Garudaji, everyone comes and again calls Vishwakarma. And they build beautiful chariot. They say, now, we'll definitely take Krishna to Vrindavan. Without a doubt. Now Krishna is senseless, so Krishna is very beautifully placed on his chariot. So this is corresponding to Ratha Yatra now. This is called Bhondi. When Krishna comes from as Lord Jagannath to the chariot, who is carrying him? All the Daitapatis. At that time, the Dwarkabasis are not serving him. This is the Daitapatis, like in the forest, all the Gwalas. They brought many Gwalas to perform this Leela, Nava Vrindavan Leela. So all the Gwalas are carrying Krishna. And they were trained very well by Baladev. And so they are actually abusing Krishna a little bit. Krishna,
Quite a bit.
Kale Kulite. No guarantee, where's your family, this or that? Who's your parents? Makkan chor hai, Gopi ka chir chor hai, sab, both Krishna, and their Krishna's like drunk, swaying back and forth, coming to his chariot. And Krishna comes in his chariot, and then they have separate chariot. Why? Mata Subhadra also wants to go to Braj. She says, I will also go. And I will go in advance. And Baladev says, I will also go. Why? Krishna sent me before. I have to prepare the Brajabasis. This is Guru Seva. Otherwise, if Krishna comes, they may think this is mirage. Because many times the gopis saw a tamal tree and thought it was Krishna and embraced the tamal. They would see a darkish sham colored cloud and run towards it, think it is Krishna sham. So Baladev said, I'll go and prepare. Subhadra Devi said, I'll go in advance. So Baladev left chariot first, right? Then Subhadra Mata her chariot, all her friends, and all Baladev's cowherd friends. And Krishna and his dear friends, then Krishna began to go on the chariot. And now Krishna is again like stunned. It means like a stamba. Like Jagannath, but not complete. And Krishna is going to Braj. If we hear the Odia songs, they have beautiful songs describing Krishna's, travel to Braj. And we should understand, even Adi Shankaracharya, he glorifies Jagannath as that Brajendranandan Krishna who is going to Braj. So Krishna is on his way. Said now it's like as Krishna approaches toward Braj, first he crosses through Mathura. So I'm just giving one footnote. People may say, is it true Krishna went back to Vrindavan? It's just a footnote. Is it true Krishna went back to Vrindavan? Srimad Bhagavad Puran does not mention. It's focusing on viraha, separation, as the highest sadhana for the jiva to attain prem of Krishna. But in Vishnu Puran, Harivamsa Puran, it's described that Krishna, before he said, he wanted to send a letter to the Brajabasis, and he wanted to write, he told Uddhava, send a letter that says, after killing 2-3 more demons, I'll come back to Braj. Why? He had to finish his lila, his seva. So as Krishna is coming through Mathura, said he killed one demon. Who's that? Dantavakra. Dantavakra, it's a very interesting connection. Huh? Dantavakra is Jai, from Jai and Vijay. Vijay is Shishupal, Krishna before killed him. And Jai is Dantavakra, so Krishna, he comes running in Mathura to fight with Krishna. And Krishna, he has no time to waste. Before, he would play with the demons sometimes. Dantavakra, he takes his club and smashes him. Finished. Krishna takes his club and smashes the chest of Dantavakra, and then Dantavakra's brother comes. His name is Viduratha. Krishna kills Viduratha and says, no time. Now no mixture of rasa. I'm going to Braj. Don't disturb me. I'm going to Braj. I'm going to Braj. I don't want to kill the demons. This is all Vishnu's seva, Vishnu Lila. It said, Vishnu Dware Krishna Kare Arasura Sanghare. Demons are killed by Lord Vishnu. Krishna is there to enjoy ras with his devotees, his moods of love. So Krishna is now evening time. Dusk. Sun is going down. This time is very favorable for these moods of meeting. As the sun is going down, and Krishna starts to enter, just like how he would come back from Gochara Lila. Actually, this is like when the soul goes back to Godhead, our understanding in Sastras, oftentimes it'll be like that, like Gop Kumar Lila. He appeared in Braj as Krishna is coming back from Gochara. And then Krishna embraced him. So Krishna is coming back to Braj at this time. And first Baldev comes. And he meets with Nanda Baba Madhya Yashoda. Subhadra Devi comes. She starts to meet with everyone. And they all like clear pathway. So that Krishna can go and meet with Srimati Radhika. Our Guru Maharaj would say, Radharani, it's like every moment is her last. Every breath is her last. And Radharani, she's, like you see this other painting here. Okay? Radharani is alone and crying. Our Guru Maharaj, once I was in New York City, and we're doing a program, we had all these posters. And we were passing out the posters. No one wanted to take this picture of Radharani. All the ladies were saying, why is Radharani alone and crying? We don't want this picture. This is not our desire. Krishna, he can cry for Radha. Radharani should not have to cry for Krishna. Our Guru Maharaj, Param Guru Maharaj would sing a song. Radha Chinta Niveshina Yasya Kantir Vilopita Shri Krishna Charanam Bande Radha Lingita Vigraham. Our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Kesha Goswami Maharaj, Sannyas Guru Srila Swami Prabhupada. He composed this song and he worshipped Krishna in golden form. Why? Radha Lingita Vigraham. That Krishna who is so absorbed in Srimati Radhika, he's chanting Radhe, 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 and his complexion becomes golden. He becomes Gauranga. Radha Lingita Vigraham. Outside, Mahaprabhu looks like sannyasi, renunciant. But actually he is embraced by Srimati Radhika. Therefore Lord Chaitanya is called Guru of the Lampat Sampradaya. Outside sannyasi, yes, but he's embraced by Srimati Radhika. Her golden complexion, Radha Bhava Duti Suvalitam Nomi Gauda Swarupam. This is, in our path, real sannyas means anurag sannyas. Param Drishva, higher taste, then sannyas is possible. So now, no one wants to see Radharani. Anyone wants to see Radharani crying in separation? So why do we have this painting? So that when she has to cry in separation, we can try to bring her back into reuniting with Krishna. Understand? This is why this painting is there, giving us some seva, indication. How can we serve? Radharani is sometimes laying down, sometimes seated, and with every breath, only Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Sometime Mahamantra, Rasikananda Swami says, Radharani will chant Mahamantra thinking of Krishna, praying to unite with Krishna. As she's like this, so 24 hours, she's only absorbed in Krishna. And Krishna is coming to see Srimati Radhika. You know, at this point, our Srila Gauragovinda Goswami Maharaj, he was speaking this katha in Mayapur Dham. This same part. Speaking this katha to some group of devotees. He said, as Krishna came to the entrance of the Kunj, and Radharani's eyes are closed, and Krishna is waiting at the entrance. Krishna is always very respectful of Srimati Radhika. Krishna is waiting, and he gets down from the chariot. Chariot goes aside, and Krishna is just standing there, now alone. Very humble, no? Krishna is wearing pitambar, very humble, folding hands. Oh Radha, Srimati Radhike, will you give me your darshan? Kada kari shasi hamam kripa kataksha bhajanam. Will you give me your glance? Radharani, without your glance, my life is useless. Radharani, will you please glance at me? Her eyes are closed, she's laying down. So, Srila Gauragovinda Goswami Maharaj would say, in his moods, he's experiencing this bhav. He said, Srimati Radhika's dear Manjaris and Lalita Vishaka, they whisper in Srimati Radhika's ears, your Kana, your Krishna has returned. And Radharani opens her eyes and sees Lord Krishna. Srila Gauragovinda Goswami Maharaj said, when Radha Krishna's eyes met, that Milan, speaking like this, Srila Gauragovinda Goswami Maharaj left this world. This is this position of these acharyas. What is that? I can only say that, not because I'm not qualified to describe or understand, but to give you an idea of this experience of meeting. We tell the acharyas, speaking this moment, Radharani meeting eyes with Krishna, he left this world, entered Golok Dham. Srila Govinda Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Said, then Krishna became Jagannath. Again, Krishna became like Jagannath. Why? Now he is like stunned in ecstasy. Srimati Radhika, it said then with her eyes, she thought, oh Krishna, now you are back in Braj. If you go again then. So we hear from our Guru Varga, it's like Srimati Radhika with her eyes, with her dristi, she entered Krishna's heart. Like some people may say, okay, Jagannath is there, where's Radharani? Jagannath is there, Subhadra Mata is there, Baldao is there. Where is Srimati Radhika with Jagannath? She's in his heart. When Jagannath does Nava Kalivar, they take Param Brahma from one to next. Who is this? This Param Brahma is there, Krishna. But Krishna is never without Srimati Radhika. Actually, Srimati Radhika enters his heart. One time, so I'll give this example now. When we did Pran Pratishtha of our Thakurji in New York, we have Shri Shri Radharaman Vigraha. Beautiful Radha Krishna. And Lalita Vishaka Saki and Rupa Rati Manjaris. And our Guru Pada Padma, this Swami Prabhupada, Vigraha there. So I asked our Shiksha Guru, how to do Pran Pratishtha of Thakurji? How do we do Pran Pratishtha? Otherwise, it's just like an idol. Shri Vigraha means Pran Pratishtha, Thakurji is present. Like Radharani did Pran Pratishtha in Krishna's heart, I am in your heart. So that anywhere I will always be with you. This is an indication. Radharani is saying, let's go back to Golok Dham. Radharani entered like by mood, by eyes. So the our Param Vaishnav, Shiksha Guru, he said, there's many rules and regulations for Pran Pratishtha. You have to do everything. But the main Pran Pratishtha is by mantra, right? When you give the eyes to the Lord. But before that, you have to do mantra installation. And there's different ways. But he said you do 108 Radha mantra, Radha Gayatri with Tulsi and Chandan on Krishna's heart. If Radharani comes in the Murti, in Krishna's Murti, then Krishna will run and come in the Murti. So if you want to do Pran Pratishtha of Krishna Murti, you have to do Radha Gayatri, Radha Mantra in Krishna's heart, 108 with great faith and prayers. Oh Radharani, please come. Oh Radharani, please come. If you're in Krishna's heart, then Krishna will be there. Guaranteed. How can he not? I said, okay, how to do Radharani Pran Pratishtha? He said, you do Krishna Mantra, Gopa Mantra, Kam Gayatri Mantra, and then all other mantras. Pran Pratishtha mantras are there. He said, you must also do this. So Radharani entered Krishna heart. Bolo Jai Jai Shri Radhe. So there's so much katha. We have another program tomorrow night. How Krishna concluded his lila. But first we should celebrate their meeting. We should be happy with this. Srimati Radhika and Krishna met together and very blissfully performed their transcendental lila. When Jagannath performs Ratha Yatra, he goes to Gundicha Mandir. This represents Vrindavan. And for 9 days, Krishna is performing Braj lila. So, to Shri Krishna, Vrindavan Sham Sundar, to Srimati Radhika, we offer our pranam again and again. Our Guru Maharaj would say, if you are my disciple, you should memorize this verse. Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajesh Tanayas Dham Vrindavanam Ramya Kachirupasna Brajavidu Vagena Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanangamalam Prema Pumartha Mahan Shri Chaitanya Matamidab Tatradarona Paraha. We should remember that who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? That is Braj Krishna. Lord Brahma says, Ishvara Parama Krishna. Supreme Lord is Krishna. But which Krishna? He has Sachidananda Vigraha. But which Vigraha? Anadi Adi Govinda. Govinda is Krishna in Braj. The protector, the caretaker, the beloved of the cows, the gopas and the gopis. And Gokul Dham, Golok Dham. This is the highest abode. Tadhama Vrindavanam. Ramya Kachid, who is the best devotees of Krishna? This is the point of Brihad Bhagavatamrita by Sanatana Goswami. The best devotees of Krishna are Braja Gopis. And we should all pray to the Braja Gopis that we may develop prema or love for Krishna. Whatever rasa we aspire for, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, without the shelter and the mercy of the Gopis, it's not possible to enter Braj. Lord Chaitanya therefore said, Gopi bhartu pada kamalayor dhasa dhasan dasaha. We must take shelter of the Braja Gopis. Their katha purifies the 3 worlds. And our Guru Maharaj would say, Vikriditam brajavadubir idam cha vishnu shradhan vito anusuyad ata varnayedhya bhakting parang bhagavati pratilabdya kamam hridrogamasva pinoti achirena dhiraha. If you absorb your mind, your intelligence, and your heart with faith in hearing this Braj Katha, glories of Krishna in Braj, with all the Brajabasis, especially the Gopis, especially Srimati Radhika, from sadhus who are having nishta, that's ashakti ruchi like this. It said, Nivritta tarsher upagiyamanat bhavosadat shrota manovirama uttama sloka gunanuvadat pumam virajeta vina pasugnat. Who will be so foolish to be like a killer of themselves, to not hear this katha from those sadhus in our line, like Sukadeva Goswami and our Guru Vargas. So I'm not qualified, but this is our Guru Maharaj's glories, our Srila Govinda Goswami Maharaj's glories, our Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, all our Guru Varga, this is the wealth of their hearts. All our Goswamis, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, 6 Goswamis, this is our parampara. This is our line. This is what Swami Prabhupada asked Srila Gurudev to teach. He said, teach them how to advance in their Krishna consciousness. And this is the service he did in his preaching tours for 15 years. From 1996 to 2010. And before that, from the 80s, he was teaching all the GBC members and sannyasis and qualified devotees in Braj and in Mathura. And they all studied from Srila Gurudev. So this is, people say, nah, we accept only instructions of Swami Prabhupada. So the Swami Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada gave us everything. This is absolutely correct. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada gave us everything, including Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Swami Maharaj. Okay. Why? This is in Praman now. This is like Sastra Praman, Itihasik Praman, not talk. People say, oh, you're saying this, where's the evidence? Swami Prabhupada said, only Srila Narayana Maharaj will give me samadhi. And video is there. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada said, he will do my kirtan. And he said, he will do the mahotsav for me. And kirtan is there. How Srila Gurudev did parikrama in Braj, all the temples. How he brought all the different disciples and different Gaudiyas and different Gosais. And how he glorified Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And how he helped ISKCON. You can study this, you can hear how he gave in the courts of Bombay, how he protected ISKCON. His mood was always, how can I be a servant, a true disciple of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada? He said, I am his first disciple. Because he accepted me in his heart, they wrote letters. There's a letter between Swami Prabhupada and Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaj. He said, oh, we are eternal friends. From the moment I met you, I accepted you as my eternal friend, like my Guru Maharaj accepted me. So this is itihasik praman, evidence. And he said, you should guide my disciples and help them advance in bhakti. So we are not here to fight, but we are here to serve that same desire and instruction of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. As his mission is continuing, anywhere I go, I always offer the prayer, may the mission of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, may ISKCON be so successful that there's a temple in every town and city. Alright? And that Harinam and Sankirtan is going on every town and city, and it's already spreading everywhere. And may the humble, unqualified footstep followers of our Guru Maharaj also have some seva in that transcendental mission from a distance, from a side, from a far, only serving that instruction of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. That is his agya. Guru is Satya Sankalpa. No one can stop it. Impossible to stop the order of Guru. Not possible. You can try to stop. The more you try, the more it will grow. So, this is our Guru Maharaj's desire was always only to help and to assist, and that was always his mood. So, we offer pranam to them both, and to our eternal Guru Varga, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Satchidananda Gaur Hari, Lord Nityananda Bolo, Go Premanandi Hari.